Hello, friends. Hello, Evgeny, and thanks to give us the opportunity to be here with you. Hopefully, next year we'll be here with you in Khanty. Rock the Internet Blues, a critical view of the evolution of the Internet from civil society. It's a paper I have written with Luis Halman Rodriguez, who is present, and I will talk about that. The paper is very dense. It's really heavy, so I will not try to give a synthesis in 9 minutes. I rather try to motivate you to read it. So I will expose the mind process of the expression of this paper, show the goals and main points and conclusions. It is my mind process, but there is another mind process which I will not expose, which is the one of Louis Herman. Since 1988, I was the head of Network and Development Foundation. I was a pioneer on the field of ICT for development and clearly an internet evangelist, trying to convince the world that the internet will change positively the world. I believe in internet. It was an utopia I was living. In 1998, I created the Observatory of Linguistic and Cultural Diversity on the internet, which make me very close to the way search engine work because we need them to make our measurement of language on the internet. And we did. In 2007, we have to stop. Search engine behavior had changed drastically and they were not anymore reliable to do our studies. Some worm have become inside the search engine that will preoccupate me for the coming years. In 2008, I'm teaching in University Antilles in Martinique and doing an exercise with my students where they were obliged to make a search and found very fast the name of the university on the screen to train them to read fast the screen. They stopped me and said, Prof, we have a problem. We don't have the same result for the same search in different computers. Can you explain why? I say, what? No, I cannot explain that. Let me think about it. I will come back to you later and I will try to give an explanation. I was discovering that Google was cheating on us. Google was keeping our history of search, and in function of that, it was tuning the results. In 2008, the same year, in December, I am in Madrid in Residencia de Estudiantes, a famous place, giving a conference on language on the internet, and here is Google head of Spain. And I'm obliged to say, because it's part of my research, that I cannot rely anymore in Google, that the result given by Google on the number of occurrence of the word on the website is just false, and I can demonstrate it. The guy, and I say, I suspect, I don't have any proof, I suspect that these people keep the history of your search and modify the result in function of that. The guy stand up and get mad and say, that's not true, you cannot say that. And I say to the public very spontaneously, this guy know more about you than your psychoanalyst, and it's using that, so beware. Between 2008 and 2012, more evidence come about what was called later surveillance capitalism, how people are using our data to modify and to make business and optimize their revenue on advertisements. So I was expecting my colleague of civil society in the next Internet Governance Forum in Baku, where I was, to treat the situation as very important. No, civil society keep making the same policy, public policy critique on government, and don't really give attention to what was happening behind the screen with big tech company turning the internet. I have this image of the Arab proverb, good place in Baku. The caravan go and the dog barks. The dogs were barking against government and the caravan was leading by Google and doing whatever they want to do, turning the internet. It was really a big mess, and I'm mad with my colleague of civil society, which really leaves this mess on the name of free internet. In 2018, I participated, thanks again, Evgeny, to the first Khanty-Mansysk meeting on that subject. And I was extremely glad. We have a very creative session with many of people which are today with me. And I realized that I was trying to make sense to all that, and I was seeing that other people have the same feeling, that we were in a big mess. In 2020, I cross again. I always cross with Herman. He's a colleague of mine. He worked with many projects and mainly Mystica and Funredes. But we discover that we share exactly the same view on the situation on the internet. So we decide to make a paper. In 15 days, we get crazy, both of us, and we write, and we create a, it's like something on the stomach which was here for many years, which needed to get out. This is a paper about the rock, the internet blues. I come back fast on the first Khanty-Mansysk meeting, where I was trying to show that media and information literacy, and mainly information literacy, was extremely urgent. I explained difference between digital dinosaur and native, how their brain works. I explained that youngsters were getting lower and lower information literacy level. So I make it really something important, and I start to make some criticism about the way the internet was behaving, showing this difference between 1993, where the dog was anonymous, and 2011, where big tech know everything about this dog, but the dog pretends he's anonymous and he can bark loudly and show teeth anywhere. So I understand progressively that the problem was a business model based on advertisement, and I got the blues. I got the internet blues, and I still have the blues, but now I have expressed what is it about this blues. So the paper, which I want you to read, explain what is the state, the difficult state, the bad state of the internet today, how and why did we get there, explain really the mechanisms which make us what we are, and how we can fix it. So what is the state of the internet today? There is some chapter on the paper, the end of dialogue, the concept of egomation. Egomation is the information about myself that nobody should care except commercial advertiser. Egomation is a noise, a huge noise which is invading the internet and making the entropy of the internet grow and grow. Internet was a place for knowledge. Now it is a place for opinion of people. People, what they say in front of the screen, who cares? Advertisers. This information is invading the net. The contagion of the bad habits of the internet on the non-virtual world are clear and represent a threat to democracy. Homo marketens is having the lead. Ego gito, ergo sum. So how and why did we get there? The disaster is clearly, and we try to demonstrate, embedded in the business model. If you make advertisement as a base for your revenue, it has consequence. The lunch is paid because there is no free lunch by our personal data. But data creates more revenue than scientific data. So disinformation, hate, and racism are rewarded. How can we fix it? Understand this is a global emergency as important as global warming. Spread information literacy transversally in all education programs. Ask for algorithm transparency. Start having policy for data privacy. Get involved into artificial intelligence to control bias. Take control of big tech. Get ready for alternative business model. And this is the end of my 9 minutes. Thanks a lot. Let's talk.